Hi everyone, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. I was sitting here coloring up this little greeting farm, and I thought that I would turn the camera on. I'm also going to share with you my finished cards that I did the last couple of days. And I'm going to enter it into hashtag Satmore Makes. So let me get started with this. I've been sitting here coloring up the image just a little bit. And I did her face in her hands. And then I started her hat. So I wanted to share with you the face and the hands. These are the colors that I used. Okay. And then these are the colors I'm using for the hat. Okay, so I just started out with like a little bit of dark around the outside, and I'm just gonna finish this dark line. I am not a professional, you guys. I learn from watching others, and I also use sometimes color palettes from Pinterest. They have some really nice color palettes, and they show you which markers blend together and which, work together nicely. So I use that a lot. So I'm going to run a little bit of dark. I'm going to go in with the next one. I like to go over the dark just a little bit because I don't like harsh lines. That's just me. Some people, leave the harsh lines in. I don't like them. I like it to blend together without the lines. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of the coloring because I want to get into the Saturday Morning Makes and share the cards that I did. And then I'll come back with the image completely colored, and I'll put her on a card. I figure it's getting late in the season. Halloween is what, next week, I think. I think it's next weekend, isn't it? Or the weekend after? I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to get this, at least one Halloween card done. I'm going to continue with my fall for sure. See, I'm just blending those edges. Like I said, I don't like those harsh lines. But the top part's a little darker, so I need to go back in with some more dark. Just going around the lines, and I'm not really using or thinking of using light sources at this point. I hope everybody's having a good start to the weekend. It's pretty chilly here, but I'm loving it. I love this weather. I think it's like 63 when I looked. And I woke up to the cow out back. Something was wrong. The thing was not happy, and it kept calling out, and I wasn't sure if it was calling for the baby or what. But I'm going to put that little piece of video I did in the front of this. You might have already seen it. If you're this far into the video, you've already seen and heard the cow. So I got woke up by that, and I was like, oh, I got to get up anyway. Sometimes I like to sleep in. My husband calls me princess because sometimes I don't get out of bed till 10 o'clock. But he's like, welcome to the world, princess. Oh, man, he's funny. So, yeah, I think I like that. This line is still a little harsh over here. I don't lighten it up too much, but yeah, I think I like that. Okay, and then the pumpkin. that she's holding. Then I got to figure out what I want to do with her dress. I may do the dress the same color as the hat. There's not much of the dress showing. I have to look at the stamp. This is the stamp, you guys. And it's from the Greeting Farm. It's called Wicked Anya. I think the pumpkin has wings. So the pumpkin has, I'm going to do the wings probably black. So there's only a little part of the dress. I think the only part of the dress that's showing is this piece under here. Because this up here is wings. Man, that's a hard one. Yeah, let me look. Let me do her dress. I'm gonna have to just do it lightly. Because there's, like I said, there's not much to the dress underneath. I think I colored her up a few years ago, or last year maybe. I don't know if I still have that card or not. I might have sent it out. Yeah, there's not much of her dress right there. Because like I'm saying, like I think is what's happening is the pumpkin has wings. It might be better to start coloring the pumpkin. I did put this paper underneath because the colors were bleeding through and it got my mat all messed up. So, and I always keep a little piece up here and I test my colors to make sure it's what I want to use. So I need to get something for the pumpkin. And I think I'm going to go with the YRs. I'm looking at my chart. Okay, so I think I want to go with YR 12. No, let's do 14 and 16. YR 14, 16. Here's the 16. That's 16, right? Nope, that's 18. I don't want that too dark. 16 and 14. Okay. So, I'm going to go in with the light. Yeah, this marker, it has a little bit of a tip issue. I got to place an order. It's been a while since I ordered refills and nibs. I'm out of nibs. But if you can see the way that nib is dry in the middle and then wet on both sides, so that nib needs to be replaced. You know, I might get that 18, that dark one, and just do yeah, when you don't use your markers for a while, they really need it, like a new nib and some alcohol, some color and stuff in them. I want some more dark. Back in with that light. I think that's good. All right, and then the wings. I don't want her wings to be black, but I do want, I'm gonna go in here a little bit with this, so that could be like part of her dress. That's showing. I'm going to do her wings kind of like white. Okay, let me find the blacks that I want to use. Let me look at my chart again. I have my chart sitting over here. See my chart, and then I look at, see what I think I want to do. I think I'm going to go with the ends. And I do like a 6, a 7, and 9 maybe. Let me see. There's an 8. There's the 9, 6. Maybe just the 6. I'll just pull out the 8 anyway, just in case. All right. So let's just do these wings. I'm going in with the light first. You have to be very careful with black. Black and red. I always have my issues with black and then red because it's so dark. When you make a mistake, it's hard to get that color out, you know, because it's that dark color and you just can't get it out. Okay, so there are the wings, but I got to go in with my darker now. 8, let's go in with my darkest and just do the edges. Hubby's at work for some overtime. Still not feeling great, you guys. He still hasn't passed any of the stones that are in his kidneys. And then the doctor said the stones are so small that they can't go in and do that blasting technique or whatever they do. They can't do that because they're already small. So like he'll go for a while, no pain at all. And then depending on where they are and when they move, depends on his pain level. And I feel so bad for him because like, you know, he doesn't know when that pain comes. So depending on what he's doing, like at work or whatever, and when the pain comes, he says it's like really strong for a while. So I don't know. He went to the doctor yesterday. They said his blood pressure was up a little bit, but he's on medicine, so I don't know what they're going to do with that. So, but, you know, for the most part, he's better. It's just those stones when they move. Okay, so that's done. Yeah. So there she is for now, you guys. I'm gonna do her hair and her bow and her little shoes and finish her up. And then I will come back, whether it be today or tomorrow. Might be, I don't know, it just depends on how much I get done. I may finish her and put her at the end of this video. We'll see. But there's that. So let me move this out of the way for a second and show you my cards that I made with the Bundle Girls. So here's the one that I colored up and showed you guys on the other video. And now this is the one where I finished it. So use some Christmas papers from one of the pads I got from Hobby Lobby. And then some of the gold recollections. And then my colored image on top. I used some twine over here to wrap this part. And then a velvet bow. And these velvet bows you can get at Hobby Lobby. And then I added some gems. And then inside, I brought the papers in. I like to do that. It's a little crooked over here. I don't know if you guys can see that now that I pointed it out. But what are handmade cards, right? You could definitely tell it was a handmade card if there's a little, you know, off-centered a little bit. But, I mean, hey, I had fun. I made this card. It's so cute. And then I'll probably send it out to someone this year. So there's that one. And then I did a fall one. And here's the fall. Another Stampin' Bella Bundle Girl. And with this one, the gingham is from Sweet Miss Davy's Harvest paper pad. Let me show you. This one here. Mini Gingham's Harvest, and I got that over at Sweet Miss Daisy, and she's on Etsy. So I used that paper, and then I used, this is the Recollections I used the gold out of, and I think I got this last year. And then the paper I used, the Christmas paper, was from this pad, and this is from Hobby Lobby last year. They did have some this year, but I'm not sure if it was the same. But this is the one I used from that pad. So that's that. And then there's my card. It took me, you guys, and here's the inside. I didn't have a big enough gold piece to do this whole mat. So I I punched out some leaves with the Stampin' Up! Punch that I have. And I just put those in the inside. But it took me 4 hours to do this card, you guys, because one of my markers ran out. I think it was the blender marker, and I filled it. And then I wanted to use alcohol to clean the outside of the marker, and I dumped the bottle. I hit it with my hand, it dumped, and it went all over my image. So I had to recolor her up, and it took me 4 hours to do one card. But I did get her done, so that's a good thing, right? So there are my 2 cards for Saturday Morning Makes. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll be back. Well, I will show you the finished image after I finish it. I'll put it at the end of this video, what it looks like, okay? And I'll get her on a card maybe for next Saturday Morning Makes. So thank you, everyone, so much. Have a great weekend, and we will see you in the next video. Thumbs up are always appreciated. Bye, everyone.